Love Dr. Pamela Smith and am your transformational love doctor. I help you with solutions and strategies to finding, getting, and keeping the love you desire. Thank you and welcome. Make sure you follow, share, like, subscribe to the YouTube, those who are coming on for the first time. Thank you for joining me. Now, as you saw, the title is How Do Men and Women Experience Sex Differently? So we're talking about this because everything about your journey to finding a mate or enjoying a mate is understanding yourself, at the same time understanding what love is and what love is about. So this is why we're doing this talk on sex now, which is a very important topic, okay? Now, the best thing about sex is to talk about it. You have it, you think about it, so why not talk about it? And that is why I'm going into this, because we experience it differently. So what type of sex you think I'm talking about that you experience? You experience your health, you experience your mind, you experience how you sleep when it involves sex, and most importantly, you definitely experience sex, right? Now, if you already have a great sex drive, then you're better off than most who do not, because a lot of people do not have a sex drive. And so it's so important to understand what is happening with your sex, what is happening to, how you're feeling and why you're experiencing it. And that's why I'm talking about why you experience sex differently from the man and from the woman. So let's talk about that. Now, what's different about it when it comes to health? So all my notes I put down, because this one I had to put some notes down, because everything is not in my head. Some things you have to write and talk about. So I talk about men. You need to have 2 or more orgasms, and that helps you live longer. You should try to do that at least once a week. Okay? Men, it helps lower your incidence with having fatal coronary issues like heart attack, and it helps protect the effect of prostate health issues. So you're needing to have sexual experience helps you healthy, your health very well, which is differently from women. Now with women, it helps women enjoy sex mentally from the past. See, they correlate living long by thinking about what they did in the past, and to be, I know it's kind of strange, but they do. And more sex for women helps lower their getting breast cancer and their stress. So you see, now it's more, guys. You understand that I'm always talking about more things than just, it's just, we're talking about major simple things. So don't say, oh, it's more than that. Yes, it's always more than what I'm talking about, right? But we're talking about specifics right now. So what about your mind? How does sex help you with your mind? How does sex help you mentally relate with your mind? Well, even with women and men, it doesn't matter that much of a different experience with your mind, because it's all about having peace. And I talk about that all the time. Your mind and your body and has to be at a place of peace. When it's at a place of peace, you don't deal with a lot of depression. It removes that depression because you're dealing with your emotional health when you're dealing with your mind and your body. So when you're at peace with the mate that you desire and it's a great experience, then you can enjoy a sexual activity much better, because you feel safe, you feel secure, you're not lost. But that could happen if you don't have a great sexual experience with your mate. You could be lost. You can feel at a place of emptiness. And that's what brings about the depression. Because what you want in your life is what? Great desire and pleasure. And that has a lot to do with your mind, right? So when is it different? When is sex different for the man and the woman? Just totally as we think. See, men think, of course, that's what most women believe, that men think more that their sex revolves around what? The penis, right? And you get that from a young child. You grow as a young man, and you have those wet dreams, and you always feeling yourself through your penis. So that's what happens in your early years, and you live out through that. So your mind and your body is geared toward sex, the desire for sex. You want more physical sex. You want to be a part of sex. And that's why you think about sex. And that's okay, because women do too. But the difference with women, they dictate their emotions. Theirs through emotions. That's how they dictate their desires, through emotions. Man, you experience that. And you always wondering why women are feeling this way, because we're emotional beings. And so it's the same with sex. The way we think about sex still deals with our emotions. Is how most men make us feel about ourselves, and how we feel about our relationships. And so we're going to be desired in our minds more through emotions. This is why sometimes men, you always wonder, well, why are you using your emotions? Why can't we just have a great relationship? Well, because women uses sex to relieve their stress. And because of that, they take on their emotions by dealing with you close. You understand? So it's like, if I'm with this mate more closely, he gives me more emotions, which makes me feel sexually exciting. And this is why we use our emotions. And it's different. Yours is different about how you think, and it's different how we think. But we both think about sex, but we think about it differently. You see? So this is why I'm talking about it. So what do you do with that? What's the type of ways that you can help explore each other and understand each other differently? Now, here's what I found. Men need to explore their body more. Not just the penis, but explore their body. Like you touching a woman. Touch your body just as well as you touch the woman. The women need to explore their body more to lessen so much emotions. Because I used to do, I've been doing this, like I said, I started talking about sex and teaching about the objects of products and sex starting in 2006. I used to be an adult entertainment toy seller. So I would sell products to men and women, and these products were to help enhance the relationship, right? Well, what I found in my doing the toy products, it was really truly to help you to connect with your mate. See, toys don't replace your mate. It connects you. And so women needed to fulfill a higher grade of emotion. And so they needed something else besides just you, because they use too much of their emotion into you, which causes them stress. You see? And this is why the toys are used, especially until they meet their mate. But here's the misconception. The toys are not only just for women, they're for women and men, because there's different products that have nothing to do with your sexual desire for a male or female or same sex. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with your learning and understanding your body. That's all sex products are for. Even the cream products, it helps a person who's having a harder time just experiencing sexual activities. And that's what they're used for, is to help you have a greater, exciting relationship with someone. Okay? So, because of that, you have to explore your body and your mind so that you can have greater sexual activity, and just greater self love for yourself. So it's great, right? Now, sometimes men also use the physical need to release their stress, and so that's why some men enjoy just wanting the act of sex. It helps relieve the stress. I got you. We get it. We get that. But no problem. It's just that if that's something, and I talk about this all the time, is something that you want to enjoy and pleasure with someone, it's just talk. It's called communication. It's called talking. It's called let's understand your likes and my likes so that we can make each other feel great. You see, that's a whole point in the text in sex. Now with women got to start backing off sometime and using and tying their sex so much with their emotions. They need to just, use more of touching and feeling. And that's why women like to be stimulated through prior, which is what we call foreplay, to the actual sexual activity. And this is the only reason why we mention these things to some men, that some men don't know how to explore our bodies, to touch us, to make us feel excited. But women had to learn that too, and that was part of what I was teaching when I was selling those adult toys. So understand the reason why they exist, okay? Now, men, you got to start trying to be more emotional connected to your mate. Not all men. Some of you are great connecting to your mate. But that's one of the major flaws that women find, is that men are not as emotional connected. So try to be sometime. I'm not saying to change who you are and change to fulfill every woman's gratification need, but try to be a little more considerate of her emotions. And because she's using sex to relieve stress as you are using sex to relieve stress. So whether you are a partner in a relationship, or you're using or just a partner for, or just using sex for your pleasure, sex is still a natural part of life. It's a natural part of life. Just embrace it, because it's here, and that's how we got here. And this is why I don't understand the difficulty in having the conversation about sex, because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our parents. Okay? So I hope that was a great conversation about how we see sex differently, and there's much, much more. We're going to have lots of time together to talk about all kinds of sexual desires and needs and talks. But I hope that will help you. So like I said, whether you are with a partner or it's just yourself, sex is used to release anything that you're feeling mentally, and you want to enjoy your life with a peace set of mind, and so that you can stay healthy. Okay? So you've been with the Love Dr. Pamela Smith. Thank you for joining me. Again, if you're single, remember, love is always waiting and seeking you. Just be patient. You don't have to go out. It's just only delayed. And if you're in a relationship right now, make sure it's of peace, joy, and happiness for the mate that you are with right now. So thank you for joining me. You've been with the Love Dr. Pamela Smith Show. I will see you soon. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.